Hey everybody, welcome back to James Draws Everything. Continuing today with drawing every country in the world's flag. And if you saw my video yesterday, Federated States of Micronesia, I mentioned how today's going to be Turkey Day, right? So it is November 28th, 2025. So we're going to be doing the country of Turkey. Right, so Turkey is over in between, kind of at the crossroads of Asia and Europe, Anatolian Peninsula. What? You guys got like a look on your face. Yeah, Turkey Day. Turkey Day, November 28th. What do you think I meant by that? Yeah, we're drawing turkey. Oh, no, not that kind. All right. Let's get down to business here. All right, so Turkey, it's actually the home of Santa Claus, too. So if we're talking about holidays, right? St. Nicholas was born in the town of Patara. No, not Pantera, Patara, in what is the modern Anatolian Peninsula. So that's pretty cool. I like Santa Claus. And then we'd also have to talk about the Ottoman Empire, but that would take forever. So the Ottoman Empire ruled this area of the world for about 600 years, and they're kind of one of the last like old school sort of empires like that. They don't get dismembered until post World War I, forming a bunch of countries, nation states that kind of have weird borders and don't make any sense and cause a lot of the problems that are in the Middle East today, but we won't talk about that too much either. Because Turkey is not 100% responsible for kind of that stuff. So yeah, is it in Asia or is it in Europe? Good question. So they kind of count as both, I guess. Like along with Russia, right? I mean, Russia's so big. I always just kind of classify Russia as being Asian, and same with Turkey. But it does have a lot of ties to like European groups and international orders and things like that. They're a member of NATO. What? Yeah, Turkey is a member of NATO, the North Atlantic Trade Organization. Is that what it means? I just stumbled on that one. Yeah, North Atlantic and Turkey. Really? I guess. Let's get into the history, though. So modern Turkey formed in 1923. All right, so that's a few years after World War I. So the Ottoman Empire sings its last song and dance, the early 20th century. The Ottomans had a very large multi-ethnic empire, right? And in this humble YouTuber's opinion, the Ottoman Empire actually worked a lot better than what's there now. So they did allow a lot of autonomy. It's not to say there wasn't brutality in certain things. Can't talk about this without talking about like the Armenian genocide. But I think we'll save that for Armenia. We're not going to get too into detail with that today. So there was a national hero, Mustafa Kemal. He was known as Ataturk, means the father of the Turks. What is a Turk? Well, that's another thing that kind of you're going to get some different answers on, depending on who you talk to. So basically, Turkic people, right? But then there's different interpretations of what that means as well. And because Turkey is kind of like a secular Islamic state, basically now, like according to the Turkish constitution, if you're in Turkey, you're a Turk, right? So some hardcore Turk nationalists would probably have an issue with that, right? So, it can be like Chinese Turks, Black Turks, Italian Turks, but they're not ethnically Turkish. But yeah, Turkey, because it is a secular state, it's kind of interesting to see where it lands on certain things. So whenever there's trouble in the world, I actually always like to see what Turkey thinks, right? Because Turkey, they have to straddle both sides of the fence because they're part of NATO, right? So they got to be part of that, the European kind of world order and all the nonsense that comes with that. And then they're also part of the Islamic world, even though they're secular, right? They're the world's. I think they're one of the world's largest Islam majority countries as far as population. They're just it's not entwined into their government as much. It is the religion and state are divorced in this country. So whenever something pops off in the world, Turkey, because they kind of have to please all sorts of different parties, they usually have unique takes. And if you hear something happening and you smell BS, which you always should when you're watching the news, go pick up a Turkish newspaper. Go down to your local newsstand just use Google. See what they're saying about things, because it's usually interesting. Anyways, where were we? So Turkey, they had a lot of instability in military coups early on. One-party rule after Ataturk. His party ends in 1950. Coups in 60, 71, 80, 97, and 2016. Oh my God, that's a lot of coups. Are we sure this ain't Africa? No, this is Turkey. They joined the UN, right, in 1945, and then NATO in 1952. They joined the European Community in 1963. It began talks to join the EU in 2005, but that just, Turkey, the European Union, come on. They've had some issues with the Greeks over the years, right? The Turks and the Greeks, there's a lot of long kind of simmering rivalries there. There's a gigantic population relocation that the British kind of administer between the Greeks and the Turks, kind of putting all the toys back in the box, getting all the Greeks back in Greece and all the Turks back in Turkey. And then that caused some issues in the nation of Cyprus, which we already did. So Turkey basically says, no, even though this is an independent country, there is a Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, and only Turkey recognizes that. So the Greeks and the Turks, they're in one country, right? It's not the Greeks or the Turks administrating the state. It's just an independent state of Cyprus, but there's still some beef there. And then they also have issues with the Kurds, right? There's a Kurdistan party that's basically like a terrorist organization that have been fighting to get out of Turkey for some time. And there's been talks here and there, on and off, about forming an independent Kurdistan. So we'll see what happens there if we get any new countries on this little project that I got going. Approved some constitutional amendments in 2017 to kind of add more authority to the presidential system, kind of getting away from a parliamentary system. So that is Turkey, and again, there is so much that we can talk about, but a lot of my Turkish history is more on the Ottoman Empire side, and that's kind of a separate thing. It is important, but how do you spell Turkey? Well, here's another thing. This is the country of of controversy. So for the longest time, it was spelled like that, right? But now they're trying to change it to this. I don't know. What do you think? Should it be this or this? How should you spell Turkey? Well, it'll make my research a lot easier, right? Especially on a day like November 28th, 2024. If I Google Turkey, I'm going to get a lot of other things popping up that have nothing to do with this country. What does the flag mean, James? Well, it's a red and white flag. Well, no duh. But it's got, these are basically the colors of the Ottoman Empire, which preceded modern-day Turkey. Crescent, moon, and star are an insignia for the Turkic peoples. There's, you see this in a lot of Islamic flags as well. And it's the reflection of the moon and a star in a pool of blood of Turkish warriors. And it does not get any more heavy metal than that. A red flag, giant pool of blood from just awesome battles, just destroying everything and being awesome. All right, so that is Turkey. I'm getting out of here, guys, because it is Turkey Day. It's Thanksgiving. All right, so like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.